Hello, 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 and hello to me. um, and why am I'm jumping on for so many reasons, to be fair. But hi, Asherah, hi, ancestors, hi, Most High, hi, Divine Creator, etc., etc. Today is Wednesday, the 6th of May, and it is 4:46 p.m. And I've probably been back about 20 minutes, having left out about just after 8 this morning. And yeah, had to sort out some family stuff, blah blah blah. So just got back. So kind of a long day. So everything that I had planned to do today, none of it got done. It's a complete U-turn. I still had the couple of meetings booked that I had. I still managed to do those in the car. um, and they went really well, to be fair. So let's start with that then. So my first meeting was with my counselor, therapist, whatever. And we've finished off the questionnaire that we've been working through for the last 3 weeks. And last week, she says to me that she believes that she can fly too, in terms of she's had these dreams from a little girl of being able to fly. When I shared like a couple of my encounters with her, which was so beautiful. And today we kind of carried on with that level of understanding and comprehension and, intellectual and spiritual maturity. So after we finished the questionnaire, she started to talk to me and we started to talk about it. And I just said to her that really today, I just want to talk about where I am right now in the moment, having said everything that I said last week. And she said, well, that's cool. And she was like, how do you feel? So I was explaining to her that I feel very much suspended between my 3D and my 5D. And that I very much recognize that my 5D is leading and the 3D me, the conscious me, is very much in the background. And there are certain times, at least the last couple of weeks, that I felt anxious. And I felt anxious because the 3D me wants to run ahead and not take the lead, but just kind of push us in a direction where the subconscious me, the higher me, Asherah, is like, well, actually, no. Because when the 3D me, Asha, comes in like that, she wants to kind of run ahead. Like, imagine we get a download about an idea in the business that we need to do. She's the action person. She's the boss girl. She's the PhD. She's the former head teacher. So she is very action orientated. So she can bounce between her masculine and her feminine energy, but she's more time wanting to be in her masculine energy because she works it so well, especially when it comes to business, especially when it comes to action, especially when it comes to getting shit done. And because we can see the vision of where the shit getting done gets us, she's like, let's just go, bang, bang, bang. Whereas me, the higher self, knows that this is not a bang, bang, bang thing. This is a wait and be patient thing. We've had a download, and the download has given us an idea. But as we're going through the idea, we can see that there are many, many, many complexities within this idea. So basically, it's like a drop of water, which is your idea, but that drop of water has the opportunity to go down about 6 or 7 different funnels. So even though we have this drop of water and it's golden and it's full with opportunities, we don't want it to just disappear down any funnel that's going to lead to somewhere else, because it's going to drain our little delicate fucking drop of water, isn't it? So what we want to do is just wait a little bit until we know exactly which funnels are going to lead us to the desired outcome. So now you're not running ahead trying to do 6 different things for all of these 6 different possible funnels it could go down, when we can just wait patiently and just have to focus on 3 priorities or even 2 priorities, because she's learning. You know what I mean? She's learning. Asha is learning how to understand about keeping the priority the priority. I'm very, very good at doing lots of things at the same time, because I can split myself up into many different, into the personalities that I have, and everybody will just get on with what they need to get on. Meaning I can say, all right then, that's that project. And I know, say, Ashtray, my inner child, is working on that project. So I will consciously say to my inner child, Ashtray, I need you to focus on that. Okay. Obviously there's certain bits that we're missing from where because it's not adding up. So therefore I want you to spend some time thinking about that and then come back to us with an idea of how we can reach a solution for that. So therefore it's in my mind, but it's almost in my ethereal mind. I don't have to think about it. It's already been said. It's logged in my subconscious. She knows what she's doing and she just cracks on with it. And it's the same for Sasha, my divine masculine. It's the same for Rosie, my divine feminine. It's the same for Asha, obviously, my Basquiat. And it's the same for me, Asherah, but on a spiritual level with the divine directly. So all of us have got our own different roles to play and we get sent out to do different things. So that's how I can do lots of things. But just because I can do lots of things, Spirit is telling me, doesn't mean that you should do lots of things. You should still be prioritizing your energy, because it's about holding on to the energy, not giving away the energy. So before I was giving away the energy because I'm just so action orientated. I mean, fucking hell. I lie on my bed and I'm thinking so much, I'm losing calories. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm active. Full on active, man. The brain don't fucking. You know what? I woke up yesterday thinking. I woke up yesterday morning about 3 o'clock in the morning thinking to myself, don't I fucking stop? Because you see, because it's the conscious me in front now, whereas before it was behind. I'm constantly listening to myself talking throughout my whole sleep. So even when I'm sleeping, I'm still listening to myself talking. Non-stop fucking chatting. I woke up yesterday morning saying to myself, fuck me, man. Don't you turn off. Like anytime I'm stirring, because I move around a lot in the night, I'm listening, I'm hearing, but where, and blah 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 blah. I'm planning this and planning that. I like, nah, differently. Do you know what I mean? There's no off button. And what was crazy is that you know that this video is about mental health and spiritual expansion. So what I'm talking about is DID, dissociative identity disorders, having the ability to departmentalize parts of myself, personas, that I know that still exist within me, that I have been and I have lived. My inner child, I obviously was that child, but that child hasn't disappeared. That child is still within me. That child is still active emotionally, in my nervous system, in my mental body, in my spiritual body. She's still me and I'm still her. And for example, if we don't do the healing on those elements, that inner child will always be me, always be acting out, always be fearful, always be insecure, because I'm constantly living in that energy. But we have to realize that we're no longer that child. And even though we grow up and mature and our bodies change and our perspectives, etc., if we don't do that healing, we bring along that baggage. You got grown men and women acting like fucking children right now because they're so emotionally traumatized. You know what I'm saying? That throwing a tantrum at 50 is normal behavior. So these elements of ourselves don't go away. And it's the same, no different from our masculine self, because we know that we're two halves. We have a feminine side, we have a masculine side, we have a left brain, we have a right brain. Those elements come out within our personality. So we have to identify the masculine within ourselves and the feminine within ourselves. So automatically that's three fucking personas, isn't it? So it's not really that weird. You know what I mean? But there are other personas one can learn about themselves. So my divine feminine, she's not just my divine feminine, she's also the nurturer, the motherer, the person who has taken care of, our 5 children. You know what I mean? And done more than her best. She's done her best and then some. She's sometimes too much, to be fair. Some might say almost smothering. But it is what it is. My other persona, as in Asha, the boss girl, my emperor, or my empress, I should say. She's been on it. She's been able to kind of achieve things to help us be sustainable, to help us, climb that career ladder, climb the social class ladder, open doors and opportunities. And then my spiritual self, my higher self, that higher voice that we all have that talks to us sometimes, whether we choose to hear it or choose to ignore it, it still exists. And there was a time when she was very much outside of myself. I knew that when Spirit gave me the name Asherah in 2022, I knew something was coming in, because obviously I was doing videos like this, talking about that. I can feel this energy, like there's a new me in an entity form coming into me as a physical form, and I was being told that, and I could feel that, and I was so scared of that. I was so scared of the energy, and I should say she was, but you know, I had concerns about it, and I had concerns from a child, because from a child, Spirit was letting me know this is what was going to happen in the future. And I was scared of my future. I was so scared of my own success. I was so scared of my own light. I was so scared of my own power, because I could feel how fucking powerful it was. And even now, sometimes the power that I feel makes me fucking tremble. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like some fucking Scarlet Witch shit. It feels like some Scarlet motherfucking Witch shit. That if I turn around and said lights out, the whole fucking world would just fucking just sat where they are and just shut their eyes and be in a comatized state. That's the level. Like, I feel like this is on some fucking X-Man fucking mutant shit, where my man puts on the helmet and is able to tap in with everybody. That's where my conscious level has taken me. That has been a part of my fucking reality. Being able to tap in on an AI motherfucking level. And the things Spirit downloads to me, the fucking things. Spirit has me living these things, not just in the 5D, but in the fucking 3D too, where the fucking radio's talking, fucking YouTube's talking, the fucking phone's binging and clinging and fucking talking, and the ancestors are on fucking live blood. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck? I'm trying to hold on to anything at this point. It's been a journey, and it's still a journey. And when I was speaking to my therapist today, and she was talking about some philosophy book about having one foot in the 3D and living one foot in the 5D. And that, these shamans and these people do this. She was talking about this Native American tribe, actually. And I was like, that's me already. Like, that is the gray area. Because we were talking about how to exist in the gray area. And I was like, that's me in the gray area. But where my ancestors are pushing me, they are pushing me to live a 5D life in the 3D world physically for everybody to see. Is that what the problem is? Is it because everybody's going to see? Because that came up today as in my corporate image. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've got a very, very sophisticated corporate image. Do you know what I mean? Like, coming from the education industry, it's a very community. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a very, but is it? You know, is it? That's an assumption. An assumption is a sin. And I don't want to be assumptuous. I feel like part of me is presumptuous that I have evidence. Like, I've got dreads now. I did not have dreads when I was in full time in the corporate industry, even though I wanted dreads, because I truly believe that there wasn't a place for it there. Do you know what I mean? Like, most of the people around me were white males, like literally surrounded by white males. It's a very, very white. As a head teacher, I'm not talking about teachers. I'm not talking about deputy. I'm not talking about senkos. I'm talking about heads. How many women heads are there, and how many of those women are black? Do you know what I mean? It's a very, very, very minority community in the UK, anyway, I should say. You know what I mean? So there was elements of that perhaps around my framework, and perhaps ideology from my mum growing up. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, I also rebelled about my mum, against my mum's ideology. I wanted to be a lawyer when I was at school. So when I was studying to become a lawyer at school, as in choosing my work experience options, I chose to do it 2 weeks at a law firm, which was amazing. And I got to go to the Crown Court, Magistrates Court, as well as Family Court, and I had a blast. And because I went and got my two front teeth, and I went and put gold caps on them when I was like 15 at school, still at it because the dentist was giving them away free. So everybody in school had gold caps. It was the thing, innit? And I went to quite quite one of those kind of schools. The baddest of the baddest of the baddest of the baddest at the time is what it is. So my mum was like cursing and whatever, whatever, because she was just like, "How are you gonna be a lawyer? And you got gold teeth. You think the blah 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 blah's got gold teeth?" So it was all of that, all of that, all of that. So anyway, when I did my work experience and I got to go to Crown Court, which is the highest court within like not the UK, because obviously you got Supreme Court or whatever, but within like localized court, um, the Crown Court is the highest court. So when I went to the Crown Court, there was a Rastafarian barrister, not even lawyer, not legal executive, not solicitor, barrister, a dread black man barrister with gold teeth in his mouth. I couldn't wait to get home and tell my mom about how wrong she was, about I wouldn't be able to become who I am because I've got gold teeth in my mouth. So I know that when my mom gave those kind of ideologies, I heard them, but I also rebelled against them. So partly perhaps it's got a little bit to do with that, but partly it hasn't got anything to do with that at all. I think it's just an ideology that I've placed on myself, if I'm completely honest. Because in truth, I don't think I give a shit. Because I've seen myself not give a shit. When I'm following spirit's instructions and spirit are telling me that they want me to go up to my corner shop, which I'm living in a prestige area at the time. Yeah. So this is 2022. So from 2021, 2023, I'm living in the most prestige area of the area. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Like in Birmingham, for example. And it's all footballers, wags, mansions, whatever, whatever. So this is where I'm living. And Spirit has told me they want me to wrap up. I'm in like practically African attire. Wrap on my head. I've got a sticky Q, a diamante Q on my head. No eyelashes, nothing, nothing. I'm absolutely plain Jane. I was going through it. I'd lost a lot of weight, honestly. And Spirit's got me marching up and down this area. Looking like that. And because Spirit's telling me to do it, I don't give a shit. Do you know what I mean? I'm seeing my daughter's private school parents at Sainsbury's looking at me, thinking, what the fuck's happened to her? Do you know what I mean? But I don't give a shit, man. I was in my element. I was like 100% focused on what Spirit was telling me because it was so important and it was so necessary. You know what I mean? And I was in survival mode, man. So I know. And even when I went Africa, I don't give a shit. I'm on the beach in Africa. Spirit's got me in a thong, braless, braless in Africa, 1:30 in the morning, dancing on the fucking beach in a lace thong. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And I'm doing all kinds of ritual dances. Some of these dances I've never even seen before, and I've done a lot of dancing with the ancestors in my room or wherever I am. And they've took me through many, 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 many rituals in the 5D and in the 3D. Do you know what I mean? So, I've seen a lot, I've done a lot, I've experienced a lot with them. These ones on that beach, I danced for like 3 hours. That a bunch of Africans come. The person that I was with, because he was just watching over me while I was on the beach. Because at first there was nobody on the fucking beach apart from two girls. But obviously, whatever, whatever. And they're not close to me because I'm far out because the tide's out in it. And I'm literally by the water. The water's got me. And they're telling him that I don't have permission. I'm performing rituals on the beach. And the man who's the head, like, Obi, a witch doctor, whatever, whatever, but what was the name he used? I don't want to tell no lie, but he had a name for him. Yeah, but say it was the ocean master, just for sake's sake. I don't have permission from the ocean master to performing rituals on the beach. So I don't know all of this until after, because obviously I'm 3 hours skanking out on the blood clot beach, and it's not even a skank, but it's a skank out on the beach in a thong. And my man, my driver Samuel, he's telling them she's not doing no ritual. She just likes to dance. She's out there dancing. This is what it tells me afterwards, Eddie. And I've got it on I've got it on video because I was videoing the whole time I was in Africa. So we was talking about it in the car, and he was giving me new information that he hadn't even given me on the night, and I was like, "How can you didn't tell me that?" But the point being is that they was telling him she's doing rituals, she's not allowed. So he was like, "No, no, no, she's not doing no rituals. She's just dancing. She's just dancing." So they've gone off and got some more people and come back with them to assess what I'm doing. So based on their assessments, they've gone back to him and said, no, she's doing rituals. And not only is she doing rituals, she's undoing rituals that have been done here. You need to go and stop it, or we're going to stop her. So he's turned around to them. She's not doing rituals, she's dancing. And I'm not stopping her. And none of you guys are stopping her either. The joke is, if you ever see my driver Sam, he's so simple, you know. He's such a simple guy. There ain't nothing to him. But I'm telling you right now, everybody moves out of his way. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, he's next in line to become chief of Volta. So he is a somebody. You know what I mean? He is a somebody. And his mother, who he calls mom, who's his dad's sister, because when his dad dies, so funny in Africa, your dad dies and your dad's family comes and takes you from your mom and they raise you. So how weird is that, to be taken from your mom and be raised by another woman, your dad's sister? But that's what happens. You know what I mean? So his siblings and everybody was divided up, and he went with his dad's sister, who is the queen mother of Volta. Babe, it don't get no bigger. I mean, obviously political wise, as in UK political system in Africa, yes, you've got your, you know, your what you would call your constituent MPs and councillors, etc. But those councillors have to adhere to the chiefs, and the chiefs, you know, it's a communication and collaboration thing. So that chief system, the old traditional African chief system, still exists in Africa, which is just so beautiful. So next to the chief is a queen mother. Do you know what I mean? So she gets listened to and adhered to, and she's highly, highly respected. And Sam's mom just happened to be the queen mother. So I got to drive all the way to Volta, which was 5.5 hours from where I was, to go and meet her, which was on 2 occasions actually. We drove down there twice, which was really lovely. She took me through her voodoo initiation, because it is a lot of voodoo, at least ancient traditional religions and stuff like that. And it was just, I got to meet the chief. I got to meet so many people. I got to meet so many voodoo people, priest people, spiritual people. It was wonderful. It was really, really, really beautiful. But even in those environments, I still came across as the weird one. You know what I mean? Even in those environments, I was still being side-eyed, which I thought was weird. Why are you side-eyeing me? Ain't this your thing? Why are you side-eyeing me? Ain't this what you guys are all about? Like, I've come here to get some support, to say, yo, this is what's going on for me, yeah? Is this what's going on for you? And then when I explain what's going on for me, I'm getting side-eyed, and I'm like, why am I getting side-eyed? I was saying this to my therapist today. I don't understand why I've gone to all these places, you know. I've been to 7 different countries since last year, and every single country has side-eyed me. The only country that hasn't side-eyed me was Istanbul, and that's because I never left the hotel. I was in the hotel the whole time. Do you know what I mean? So I didn't get to really mingle with people like that, to know, or go on those spiritual ventures. But fucking Africa, fucking Jamaica, Bali, and fucking Peru. Those countries there, and Bali is, my shamanic teacher said Bali is one of the most spiritually, like, negatively spiritual countries you can go to. And my ancestors made sure that I landed right on time for Halloween. That's so funny. And my shamanic teacher was like, why are you going there? And I was like, listen, I booked my ticket that said we're going to Lagos, we're going to Nigeria to meet some real, real dark demons. Yeah, because they already told me we're going to Jamaica to meet Freemasons. And when I went to Jamaica, there they were. And I hung out the whole fucking week. Do you know what I mean? And not necessarily had a blast in a Freemason way, because it was a challenge and it was a mission. You know what I mean? But I had a blast completing my mission with the fucking dickhead that thought he was gonna get me. You didn't get me, blood. You got. But I had a blast getting him. Do you know what I mean? It was a beautiful, beautiful mission in Jamaica. Imagine, 1 week before the hurricane. My ancestors are so funny. You know what I mean? But yeah, I've been to all these countries and I seem to be getting side eyed. And that's weird. And it's alarming at the same time. But I said to her that my shamanic teacher was open, even though she was shady at the same time. And she was just like, I don't think I'm qualified to support you. You know what I mean? You need your From what I've seen and what I've been told by my ancestors and spiritual team, and what I've seen since we've been in the fucking on ayahuasca, is that your ancestors are very ancient. I don't know these people. I don't know about their systems or nothing. You need to find people who understand those systems. And I knew that already, which is why I went to Africa first, because I was saying to the ancestors, so we're going Peru then, because I've been dealing with this woman for 8 years before we went to Peru. It's not today and tomorrow. I've been with this shamanic teacher or practitioner. And when I said to my ancestors, so we're going Peru, they was like, listen, look on this page. And I looked on the page and it was on Eventbrite, and a woman from London was doing a trip to Africa in 3 weeks time with ayahuasca. My ancestors was like, that's the one, book it. I booked it. I didn't even have a yellow card, I didn't have the jabs, I didn't have the visa, I didn't have nothing, but it was already booked. So honestly, but it all got sorted out like they said it would, so it was fine. It was just fine, on so many levels. And then when I got there, it was all the drama that Spirit had said it was going to be, and then some. But it was all the profound epiphanies and ascensions and developments, and seeing new things that my body was doing with or without me, and what I was tapping into and downloading, and feeling fear, being fucking terrified, being 5.5 hours away from a passport in the middle of fucking nowhere in the jungle with strangers that in my mind want to fucking kill me, and still having to regulate my emotions and smile and cut through and be smart about it and just listen to everything Spirit's saying to me, because I know if I don't listen and I make a wrong move, I'm fucking dead. They're literally checking. Listen, anyway, let's not go off subject. So based on all of that, I say it to say the living in 1 foot in the 3D and 1 foot in the 5D is my everyday reality. What Spirit want me to do is what I explained to her today. They want me to live completely 5D, 2 feet in the 5D, while physically being here in the 3D. It's heaven on earth, rude boy. That's what's going down. Heaven on earth, rude boy. That's some shit to me. You know what I mean? Because that's next level, because that's unpredictable. That's unpredictable. That's just walking into anywhere. That's just doing anything. Me, when I come out my house, I didn't even have clothes on. I just had my dressing gown on. And Spirits told me go next door, and I've just marched through my garden into the neighbours, opened up his back door and just walked in his kitchen, sat down on his table and interrogated him with the questions that Spirit told me to ask him, which sounds like a fucking madhead thing to do, and it is. It really is. And that's what I'm talking. It's them things, and that's the minor, to be fair, but it's them it's them things there. It's so unpredictable. It's random. Listening to Spirit 24/7 and listening to what Spirit say and being 100% obedient with Spirit. It's random, blood. It's not only random, it's obviously high risk, but what was the word you were about to say? It's like Russian roulette. It's Russian roulette. To say it's unpredictable is an understatement. But if you're playing the game, you have to play the game the whole way. You can't play the game, get halfway and decide you don't want to play the game anymore. You'll get yourself killed. It's them levels. That's what I'm sitting here these days contemplating, like, at what point? At what point? Because I feel like the point is coming, they just said again, sooner than you think. Sooner than you think. Sooner than you think. To be living an all-day 5D life within the 3D fake reality. But I've seen it too. I've seen it. I've seen it. And I've seen how the two of them blend in one. It's messy though sometimes, man. It's messy. I was in Africa. I don't even know where I was at this point. I was somewhere in Volta. Remember, I said Volta's like the high. The people in Ghana consider Volta to be like voodoo land. It's the voodoo place. It's the voodoo capital of Ghana. You know what I'm saying? So it's very high in energy, and I experienced that. And after I left the Queen Mother's house, we stayed at a hotel not far away from where the mum lived because it's rough down there, man. Trust me, it's rough down there. And to put it into perspective, to stop at the hotel for the night, it was £4.50. Yeah, this was one of the good ones. Yeah, this was one of the good. It wasn't bad. It wasn't. It was good. It was fine. Well, it was a bed and a TV and a washroom. Yeah, and a bucket. But it is what it is, and it's Ghana. And he went to bed and I went to bed, and I'm in my room. He's got his room, and when I'm in the bedroom, I'm in the bathroom and I'm brushing my teeth. I've just come out the shower, brushing my teeth at the sink. In fact, I've already come out the shower because at this point I've got my pajamas on. I've got like a little short set on, and I'm at the sink brushing my teeth. Anyway, that's the main thing. And I feel something pull my dread, and I see my dread go like this in front of me. Yeah. So it's just me in the bathroom. Something pulls my dread, and I see my dread do this in front of me. Now, at the time, that was triggering. Because in 2024, when I was in my room, and there was physical entities moving around on the 4th D, astral projecting, through astral projection, I should say, in my room, that's what they were doing. They were doing shit like that, pulling my hair. So I couldn't see their hand. I could see energy, but when I was looking directly at them, I couldn't. I could just see my dread getting pulled. Do you understand me? But because I could see remnants of energy, almost like heat wave, I could still reach out and try and grab. And there were times when I could physically touch them, and they were able to physically touch me. Yeah. So that's what was going on for me. So when I saw my dread do that little wiggle in the air, and I felt the tug on it, I just spat out that last bit, swill out my mouth, put my toothbrush in there, trying to get my flip flops on, because the flip flops that I use in the bathroom in the shower, I don't use in the bedroom, so I have to switch flip flops at the door. But at the same time, I'm trying to run out of this blood clot bathroom because something's made me know I'm not alone in there. You understand where I'm coming from? So as I'm trying to put my flip flops on, you know the fucking flip flop, the toe bit, don't want to toe. So because I'm shuffling, my heart's starting to race, and spirit says to me, "Slow down, you're okay. Slow down." So as I hear spirit tell me to slow down, I stop kicking at my flip flops. Take a breath, look down properly, and set my foot right. Yeah, I'm aware that there's something in the bathroom at the same time, but I'm also trying to slow my heartbeat down because spirit's got me. So after I step out properly, take the foot out of that flip flop to get into the new flip flop, the last one, and I pull the door behind me. As soon as I get in the room, spirit says, "Start moving." And as I start moving, when they say start moving, they mean going to a ritual dance. Or what that means is that I need to shift out of my 3D body into my 5D body. So I need to get into a standing position or whatever position I'm in, because it's more of a mindset than where I am. I have to literally relax myself so that my 3D can step back and my 5D can step forward. And when that happens, my body moves without force. It just moves by itself. So now my body is just moving by itself and spirit is guiding me, but I'm still anxious to me behind. So even though spirit has come through, I'm still trying to come through to dance too, because I just want to get into this. And spirit's telling me to slow down, stand down. Yeah, stand down. Yeah. So the me 3D me is breathing through, trying to be obedient to stand down, so that the 5D me can stand forward, so that she can go into the ritual dance that she needs to go into. Yeah. So as I'm calming down the 3D me, spiritual body starts to move. So the calm down is also for spiritual body too, because now spiritual body is saying, slow down your moves. The slower you go, the more powerful you are. It's chaos magic slowed down to nothing. Imagine harnessing chaos. That's what's going on in my body at the moment. I'm alchemizing chaos magic because I'm under attack. And I'm under attack. It looks like, in my mind's eye, it looks like an army of, you know, when you watch the movies, The Walking Dead, and all the zombies jump on a person and they're piling up. That's what I'm in the middle of. I'm in the middle of a potential zombie pile-up. And all these zombies have just gone cold all of a sudden. It's like shivering. All these zombies are coming towards me. And as they're coming towards me, it's like, you see these moves that I'm doing? It's like I'm carrying a Shaolin blade, but I've got two blades in one, a blade in each hand, basically. So as I'm moving, I'm blading around myself. And the energy around myself is just killing the zombies. Yeah? But it's not that they're getting cut with the blade. What's happening is that I'm becoming a ball of light. And I can see myself becoming a ball of light. It actually looks like I'm in a Pokemon fucking cartoon at this point. Yeah? Because I can just see the silhouette shapes. They're not even the silhouette. I'd say like the outline. Yeah? Half an outline of each fucking zombie coming towards, disappearing as they come into the light. So it's like they're darker, the further away they are, more defined. And as they get closer to the light, it's like rubbing out a pencil drawing of them as they're coming towards me. And this burst of light is just coming off me. And the more slow I'm going, the more this light is just rushing off me. So imagine like one of those Dragon Ball Z Naruto, when they harness all that energy and they just become this ball of light. And that's what I'm standing in. While I can still feel ancestors and spirit on the outside of me, just here. And this ball of light, and I can see my man's queen mother and the rest of her little army conjuring up these fucking through necromancy, all these walking dead demons towards me. But that's why I went to the blood clot queen mother's yard, to meet you, Monica. You get what I'm trying to say? My ancestors sent me to you directly because I am the only blood clot queen mother. I am the blood clot queen mother. So I went down to Volta to meet the blood clot queen mother face to face. Because my ancestors are dark like that. So they sent a bag of blood clot demons my way that night, man. And my ancestors just said, slow it down. And I just went into a ritual dance. Boom, zoom, 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 zoom. Vroom, vroom, all this power like that. When I told my son was like, that sounds sick, mum. I said, Rick, it was crazy, blood. It was a mad thing. I was there for ages. The amount of zombies, I swear down, it was like, I Am Legend. It was like some blood clot, I Am Legend shit, blood. You get what I'm trying to say? Locked up in the room by himself. With a bunch of demons trying to come true. That's the reality. What? You know what I mean? I just took it down. Every blood clot, one of them, man. Slept good that night too. That's the crazy thing about it, because you see, after that event happened, I went outside. My man wasn't in his room. He was outside in his car. I was like, that's interesting, because of what spirit was downloading and letting me know. You understand? I was like, that's interesting, because they would, when spirit's telling me things, but because I think something, nah, he's in his room, we both said good night. His room's opposite, my room's on this one. That's how we ended the night. So in my mind, that's where I am in it, stagnant in that, because that's what I understood to be true. But spirit's making me know something else, why they're sending me outside in the fucking first place. One of them ones. So everything just marries up in the end, man. You know what I'm saying? And then, because I had the rattle by the time I finished doing the white light thingy. Spirit had me on the bed with the rattle. When I say the rattle, can I be bothered? I can't even be bothered. I have to go up on the wardrobe to get it, and I can't be asked. And I got the rattle that I got in Jamaica. Spirit said, get this. And I was rattling it out and I dancing and I rattle for another 2 hours on the bed. You get what I'm saying? You see, in the morning when I come out, hear the woman, what did she say? She first of all said something about how I look, or my outfit. I must have been in yellow that day, so she commented on my yellow outfit, and then she said, "Was it you, beating the rattle last night. So I said, yeah, but remember, we didn't check in until early hours. When we checked in, security was already sleeping on the floor in the reception. Security, security's laid out on the floor in reception. So it's early mornings. And the woman who was on weren't that woman there. You know what I mean? I remember, don't get me wrong, I was dancing for hours. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know, maybe there was a changeover, but I can't see how she heard me dancing and she's morning shift at 10 o'clock. You get what I'm trying to say? I'm not saying she started at 10, but if she heard me dancing, then I must have been perhaps dancing for longer than I thought. And perhaps I was dancing probably more 5, 6 when they probably do a changeover. I don't know. But she commented on it anyway for a reason. Don't get me wrong, because her comment was a message for me, because as soon as she commented, I received a download to, you know what I mean? Because she's part of it too. I don't know how it works, Probably a little bit like Mr. Smith, but this battery's gonna die right about now. But like Mr. Smith, you know how they can just Mr. Smith into people's body and that entity becomes the person and they're thinking like a Mr. Smith. Because I don't know how these people know who I am so quick sometimes. And even yesterday when I went for a walk just to grab something at the town centre, there was 2 African women out of these whole crowd of people, black, white, Asian, whatever, because it's very diverse. But when they've seen me. And I've seen them see me. You know what I mean? There's a way when somebody looks at you and it's, oh, she's nice, she's pretty, oh, she's doing something different, oh, what she said or her voice, or to a different look to when somebody actually sees you beyond the you, when they actually look into your eye and see through you. You know what I'm saying? And I get that a lot, to be fair. But how do they know me? How do they see me? Because sometimes they don't see me until afterwards, and that's where I know it's a Mr. Smith thing. Because you're all right with me at first, and then next thing you know, you're not all right with me. Fuck you. But I knew you weren't all right with me in the first place. Anyone who comes into my life is a mission, regardless of the capacity. Even the fucking nurses at the hospital today. You know what I mean? Everyone. And that's what I'm saying. That's living in the 5D. Knowing that everybody has a place. I know you from before. What's this mission about? What am I about to learn from this encounter? Because you're constantly in 5D. You're not looking at it as, oh, that's a nurse and you're thinking she's here to do whatever with whoever. No, you understand it's a mission. When she's giving you the biscuits, are you going to eat them, or are you going to listen to your intuition saying don't eat the biscuits? Are you going to listen to your intuition saying don't eat the biscuits? Your other self will be saying they're just custard creams. What's wrong with 2 custard creams and 2 bourbons? Your higher self is like, don't touch them. In fact, go and pick up the 2 custard creams and go and put them in the bin on the far end at the hospital room. And you go into the far end of the hospital room to put the 2 biscuits in the bin, to do exactly what Spirit said, and leave the 2 bourbons on the plate and put the cup of hot chocolate on the plate too, facing this way. And you might think it's fucking crazy. You're talking about putting a cup on a plate with 2 biscuits. Why are you doing all of that? That's what living in the 5D looks like. So I live in the 5D all day long, but not on the level that Spirit wants to take it. Do you know what I mean? These levels are basic. I can do that, but when you want me to be going on with all the fuckery, you know what I mean? Blood magic. For example, 2024, they wanted me to fill a bottle with my blood, bucket it, and they literally throw it out on my drive. On my drive at the front in the UK, can you imagine? Can you imagine? I like Spirit. No, they're like protection. You get what I'm trying to say? Protection. They can't walk on your blood. Like there's a graveyard down the bottom of my road. It's half of my people in there, don't get me wrong. But them are the levels. Literally throw my blood outside on the ground and protect the ground. Blood magic. No, Spirit, this is the UK blood. I'm in a fully all white area mainly too. You know what I mean? They're just not going to get it. No, who would get it? You know what I mean? I said, I don't mind putting the rug out there. Because they were telling me put the rug out there after I laid the blood down. I thought, fucking hell, I put the rug out there, but I don't know about the blood thing. I don't even feel comfortable throwing it out the back either. For poor fucking Jim next door. I don't know if I'm ready for where this shamanic business wants to really take me, because it's not just me, it's people. rituals, rites of passage. None about, oh, you have to be initiated. No, you don't. I've not been initiated.